Welcome to the Talkin Sport Report podcast with Scotty and Eggo.
Unbelievable!
We have made it. Episode 3 of the Talkin Sport Report podcast. We're recording this at 8:30 p.m. on Sunday, the 25th of May. A very, very big show ahead of State of Origin this coming Wednesday. We're going to be talking Tottenham Hotspurs, hot off their Europa win. Is that right, Scotty? The Europa win?
Yeah, the Europa League.
Europa.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Have I just
That's all
started
right.
talking since just then?
That's all good.
The great man himself, Ange Postecoglou. You are a massive fan, Scotty, and you've got a hot take on how much you love him. You're shaking your head.
We'll discuss that when we get to it. I'm in no rush for that conversation.
I can't wait to talk big Ange. He's done it for the Aussies is all I've got to say. And we are going to touch on the NBA. It's been a pretty tough 48 hours for any Knicks fans. I have burnt all jerseys and hats, as all Knicks fans do after just 2 games. Hopefully to turn it around tomorrow, but it's not looking good. But we're going to kick off with our biggest story really of the week. It's all NRL based right now because there's just so much happening in the world of rugby league. State of Origin is happening this Wednesday, Scotty. Last week's show, we got to announce the New South Wales Blues team, but the Queensland Maroons, as they always do, drop it the next day. I feel like they're making these final last-minute tweaks to the lineup to see if they could. We might tweak that. We might tweak that. Let's put a debutant on Latrell Mitchell. Let's all these things that go through their minds. Out of the Queensland Maroons lineup that you've seen. What are your thoughts and what are your feelings on what they've named?
Not much, really, from what we discussed. It was predicted. It's not much of a difference, to be honest. Good halves, great halves. Munster, Cherry Evans. Basically, I tell you what, it's a good-looking side. I mean, handsome-wise, a lot of chiseled jaws in there and, big pecs and things. And then there's Tom Dearden. No, look, it's a fantastic side, and I was going through one of the chats today, and a few New South Welshmen in there that think Queensland will do us in game 1, which
really,
yeah, not as in mates and acquaintances. That they are just a little bit confident that Queensland are going to pip us in game 1.
Well,
and I tell you, it's going to be tight.
The only real way to work out whether Queensland has a really good side is to play a bit of shoot, shag, or marry. Which Queensland player would you shoot, shag, or marry? You think?
So if I'm shooting one, it's 100% got to be Lindsay Collins, simply because
most random one.
Why? All right. Have you've seen the original Space Jam?
Yeah.
He looks like the blue monster.
I can see that.
Gangly, gooky one. He just reminds me he's getting shot.
But hang on. If I was to think of Lindsay Collins, you know who I feel like he is at a party? Just that weird guy in the background who's just always buying drinks and just hanging off over there. You're like, who's that guy? I don't know who he is, but has he been invited? I don't know. Is he the one person you're going to give a bullet to?
It turns out he's someone's cousin that was invited by someone else. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. But he's dead set. He's getting shot.
Okay.
He's getting shot. What are the other two? Oh, shag. I'm 100% not taking the hammer because I think he'd have a hammer. Look, to be honest, I've got to go with my new best mate, Harry Grant.
Harry Grant.
Yeah. And
he'd be an intimate lover, I think.
You reckon?
He'd caress your hair.
Oh, actually, I don't know. After that time I met him, I'm really starting to think maybe it'd be the Harry show. It would simply just be the Harry show.
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter if you arrived or not. It wouldn't matter if you finished. There you go. It'd be all about Harry.
Who are you going to marry?
But as to marry, I'd probably have to stick with Cherry Evans. He's been on close to $1 million for the last 10 years, so you'd be financially secure at least. And he's going to take probably another $1 million over the next couple of years as it is. So you've got the spending. You can just waltz on in there as a trophy husband yourself, done and dusted.
I wonder if he had the option of shoot, shag, and marry. I think Cherry Evans would marry Ashley Klein, the referee. What
What's
about that
going
through the
on
week?
there?
What is happening there?
What is going on there? If that's not an absolute stitch up, that's a concern.
So the
Like,
news story was that Cherry Evans, during I think it was at Manly
was
or
it
was
Manly?
yeah,
It was a Manly training session.
having like a prolonged catch up with Ashley Klein. Now they do say it's not random that referees rock up to training sessions because they do provide their services to help, if you're having some issues with penalty counts and you want to get more clarification on rules or, just anything that could help your side get the better of it. Why not bring the people who are actually making the calls into training camp to do it? The issue that we have, considering this is Origin in a matter of days, is that they're having a prolonged catch up longer than most normally go for, and apparently they're talking about the kids. Bullshit.
That's sus. I don't know how I feel about it. I read the article, and obviously you've done a little bit of research yourself. I just love how the article that you've read, I think's the same one that I've read, somehow reverts back to Suoliti getting sent off in game 1 last year. I don't know how there's any relevance to Cherry Evans and Ashley Klein sitting around having a chinwag, comparing that to a send-off from 12 months ago. But I will say it's just, I don't know. It's just strange. It's very strange. It's the equivalent of hanging around at the end of your HSC test and just having a chat to one of the teachers or one of the markers. I don't get it. I don't chatting about the kids. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it. And I tell you what, straight off the bat, I might throw a cheeky tenner on DCE for first try. I reckon he'll milk whatever penalty you can get. Take quick tap, 10 out, straight through. Thanks for coming. There you go. You've heard it here first. Yeah, Ashley Klein's going to favour him early on Wednesday night.
You kind of can feel it now if there's a quick try and Ashley Klein blows the whistle for the try. You know how they do they go back to the mark to take the kick and then the referee, the third video referee will say, "Oh, stop play," but if they're already kicking, so Ashley's like, "Come on, just kick, just hurry up, kick, come on, just kick,
quick, come on, get it over there,
kick." I just proud. Like, that's not what you want to see as New South Wales fan. But hey, good on Jerry. If he has found a way to make a little, sort of just give him a few little extra compliments. God, you're looking good at the moment, Ashley. You're looking really nice. Is that some extra hair coming through on the top? Like, those shorts look a little tighter than usual in the front there, Ashley. Like, are you packing some heat?
Growing? Are you growing, Ashley?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what? I hadn't given this an extra thought until you mentioned it, and now that you've mentioned it, and I'm thinking about it. I'm just annoyed by it. I'm just genuinely pissed off by it, and I don't even know why. So now I'm just going to have extra hatred on Wednesday night. It's you've pissed me off. Thank you.
Let's continue pissing you off. I think the other story that I found quite funny, and maybe this will make you happy. What is with, and I don't think Laurie Daly's adverse to this either. What is the go with NRL coaches? No, you know what? Let's take that back. Not NRL coaches. They're pretty good. What's with part-time coaches that coach State of Origin that don't answer the goddamn question? It's like you get asked a question. I remember last year, why did this happen? Yeah, he's a Queenslander. Like, that's not an answer. How does... Can you explain what's going through them? Is it because they're not used to doing it?
Is it one or two head knocks from the past creeping in? Is it
maybe?
It blows my mind to the point where there's just some press conferences now that you just don't want to know about. You don't want to look at. You don't. Speaking of, and it was quite interesting not to go away from what you're mentioning, but I did see something today because remember you and I discussed Gallen and Sonny Bill.
Yeah.
And a reporter did
fight.
say
they're literally going to have a fight.
Fisticuffs. Just talking about press conferences, one of the reporters goes, "Gal, you failed to show for your press conference the other day. Why?" He made a fantastic point. He's like, because 6 days later, it's still getting talked about on free-to-air TV. Now, if that is not the best, I guess... that's just the ultimate mindfuck right there. He's failed to show for a press conference. 6 days later, it's still being discussed on free-to-air TV. Hats off, Gal, to get that kind of buzz from free-to-air TV when you know yourself. The only way you get to watch that fight is if you pay for it. Hats off.
And you know what? That's actually, he's not doing bullshit. He's actually telling you the actual truth. Like, this whole story came up because Billy Slater was asked about Hornsborough from the Raiders. Why did he just say, I didn't pick him because he was a ranger or something along those kind of lines? Like, don't lie. Oh, you see, like spot some cliche about some game 20 years ago. No, just tell us the truth. You don't like him. You don't find him attractive. When you guys do pair-ups and go off and have dinner parties together, no one wants to team up with Corey.
No.
He's always the one man left out. When you're picking the sides to play a little bit of one side versus another side of half the Queenslanders, he's always the one sitting there on the bench going, why haven't they picked me? The guy's a legend, by the way. He should be in that goddamn Queensland side. I'm pissed off about that.
But did you notice I just done my best Billy Slater then? Because you brought up Billy and his press conferences and I started talking about something that was not relevant. You're welcome.
How dare you talk about...
You're welcome.
Paul Gallen is relevant. How dare you say he's not
you
relevant?
You are right. No, you are right. He is, you know what? Every episode of this that we do, regardless if he is talked about or not, he is always relevant to our podcasts. Always. Don't you forget that.
Is there any other storylines right now that you are kind of favouring or wanting to see come Origin between the two sides?
Not really. Not anything specific. But I am still sticking with Leniu to swing the first punch. And I'm going, you know what, if there was a market for it, I'm going over 2 players to go to the bin. For sure.
It's a good one.
Just looking at the sides now, the only concern there for the Maroons, I honestly think my first try scorer is going to be Latrell Mitchell. I think he's gonna do Toya over for sure. The debutant, I think he's gonna do him over. But no, it's gonna be nice. Like, Tino, Cotter, Nanai, Patrick Carrigan against 4 big blokes from the Blues. I think it's just going to be a physical fixture, and I think whoever ties first will leak the first points. I think it's more or less just I'm just chomping at the bit, to be honest with you. I've given up on the stories. I've given up on who's doing what. I'm just at the point now where I've got beers ready to roll. I just want to sit down and watch a good old hard State of Origin fixture. I can't wait for it. I do say that I've given up on the stories and the whatnot, but I haven't. That's not quite true.
I do want one other thing to play you because I have got this this random piece of audio.
Tipster.
Yeah, I didn't know this person followed the State of Origin, but this could be a really big moment for New South Wales.
Play it. What do you got?
Think about all the people around the world right now. Who's someone you want in your corner? If you're thinking about the way the world is right now in terms of, we're on a knife's edge. World War could kick off. It could kick off for the first second of the game when, Toya runs into Latrell Mitchell and there's this fireworks. That could happen. But like, if you could pick anyone in the world to have your back right now, who would it be?
Chuck Norris.
Shit, you're right. You're right.
It's always Chuck. All right,
he's always Chuck.
Next best? Who's the next best? Who you got?
The next best?
You dropped this on me minutes before you hit record, and you have not given anything away. So right now, I have no clue what's doing. Chuck Norris, I thought, was the best guess because everyone talks about how good Chuck Norris is. Come on, just put me out of the misery. Who we got?
Yeah, you're actually right. Chuck Norris at number 1. This guy is at number 2. You bang on, but he's American. He is the guy who controls the nukes in America. Donald Trump has weighed in on the State of Origin and who's going to win. And I found this hilarious. Here it is. Here's him talking about what was happening.
I've heard State of Origin is on Wednesday night. I must admit, I don't really like Billy Slater, but Harry Grant is a very good-looking man. New South Wales will win 2-1. That's not fake news.
Bang. The Don has called it 2-1. He doesn't like Billy. I don't blame him.
Fantastic. I'll be honest with you, it's the best piece of audio I have heard in a long time. And if anyone's tuning into this podcast, tune in for that alone. That right there is a perfect reason to tune in. That was fantastic.
And you can guarantee if Trump is playing shoot, shag, or marry like you did earlier, he is picking Harry Grant for the shag, and he's putting the bullet in Billy.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's made my night. Actually,
I can't believe that. Yeah, I was very surprised to see that pop up on my newsfeed. It hasn't showed up on any of the news channels. Weirdly enough, it's. In
fact, was that like an inside scoop? Was that?
I think so. It was a phone call that we made, and we said the Talkin Sport Report is calling Trumpy, and he's like, "I'll give you a quote. I'll give you a quote."
And we're here telling everybody that it's not quality content. That right there is an inside scoop, and no one else has that. That's a mic drop in itself.
NRL big stories, mate. Lockie Galvin. Galvin.
I did jump the gun, so I do apologise.
No, it's fine. It's all good.
I'm blown away by this. Like it was, he was dropped. They called him back into the side, and then as you and I discussed pre-show, the guy could be packing his bags tonight and linking up with a new side tomorrow.
Yeah. So the story came out originally that he was going to stay. That the Tigers were going to make him stay his full length of his contract, but then the manager, Moses, he's a bit of a conniving guy. I can't say I love all the background, around him. I've never met him personally, so you can't really comment, but they don't paint a very nice picture, do they, out there? But basically he is called that they're bullying. And the second you say bullying in a workplace, Scotty, you've lost your job. How many times now? No, that was something different. Sorry. That was stealing stuff out of the back of the... No, you don't do any of that stuff. But it's basically like you drop the bullying card and then everyone's like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. Moving right along. So they've given him the old, we'll happily... They've gone from, we'll never, ever... he's got to send his next year here. He's going to be here. Then he can go and do whatever the hell he wants to he's going now. And it looks like he's going right now. Like Sunday night, 25th of May, we could have a contract signed maybe now on the websites, if not in the morning. But it went from being, he's going to go somewhere in a couple of years to he's probably going to sign with the Roosters. And then all of a sudden they said no. Then he's like, he's definitely going to Parramatta. And now he's definitely going to the Bulldogs. Gus Gould has worked his magic.
2 hours ago, Galvin to the Bulldogs looking like a done deal. Isn't this the same Gus Gould that came out a couple of weeks ago that said that there's no interest in signing Galvin? Yeah. Like, I tell you what, he's...
Or was that his doppelganger?
I tell you...
Did he have his fingers crossed under the table?
I will say, after watching that little piece of media from Gould saying they've got no interest, to now reading this, Phil Gould, one man I do not want to play poker against.
Yeah.
Because he has just totally bluffed us all over the past couple of weeks. I thought Parramatta was a done deal. I messaged a buddy midweek and I'm like, how do you feel? It's all but done. He was frothing, and I'm pretty sure I've just got his hopes up for nothing. So, God, where do you go from there?
What do you do now as the Bulldogs? Like, how good a side? They are stacked. They've got basically half the Panthers premiership winning side from a few years ago. Then you add to that, the amazing forwards they've got. And they get Thompson from the Knights next year. They get Lockie Galvin from basically next week. If this is signed tomorrow, he could be picked next week. And then what do? You've got Sexton with the greatest last name ever, Lockie Galvin, and Burton.
Yeah,
do you play them all? Do you play one? You can't really play them all because they've already got utilities. They've got Connor Watson, don't they? Oh no, they've got Kurt Mann.
Yes,
They got Kurt Mann, who does play the great 14 role. So what do you do with all those amazing? Like, it's crazy.
It blows my mind. Doggies got absolutely pumped on the weekend. They're still 2 points clear, sitting at the top of the table. Is this the case of cast your mind back to when you first started playing video games and you're playing FIFA and you just go and sign the best players from every other team. So it didn't matter how difficult the level was or the setting you put it on, you had the best players and you were just toweling them up. I reckon Gus has got his finger on the pulse here, but my issue is he's over there trying to put in a few random cheats for infinite money and things like that. He's going to come unstuck if he's not careful. Although Lockie Galvin's come from the Tigers, I reckon he'd be lucky to be on over there. He'd be lucky to be on $60 an hour. Like, come on. I reckon this is beautiful looking business from Gus, and I think he's building something. But I tell you,
got to give it to him, man. The Panthers are who they are now because of Gus. Like, he set up their grassroots and he got the players coming through. And now look at all the players coming through there. They lose a whole bunch. They've lost an NRL grand final premiership team and they're still a good side. I know they're playing bad at the moment, but you could still tell they could turn it on any point. And when you got Cleary in the side, it doesn't really matter what you do. Gus is a big part of that. He was the reason why they got set up. Then he goes to the Bulldogs. I saw a graph the other day of all the players that were on the side when he showed up, and now not one of those players is signed to the roster. And you look at the names they've got now, and any side would take every single one of their players and put them in the starting lineup of their team. And there's a reason why they're on the top of the table. They are a real pain in the ass for every other side in the comp because they could be premiership contenders for the next 4 years like the Panthers were for the last 4.
100%. He cops a lot of shit, Gus Gould, but I tell you what, I'd happily take him at my club. If he was building something like this, you'd take him hands down.
Yeah, I'd take him from all angles. Absolutely. I don't care how old he is. He's got good money. He's got good money too. I'd shoot, shag, and marry him all in one.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's
all right. Next story is good. The Tottenham Hotspurs, your favourite. Now, we've been pushing that you've got a hot take on this one because the way I see it is Tottenham Hotspurs finally break the curse of the last, how many years?
17
years. And they win some silverware. Our man, Ange Postecoglou, Australian, has been in England. When he joined from the Celts, right? Was he the manager of the Celtics before that? Yeah.
Celtics,
so he goes from the Celtics to Tottenham. Everyone's like, God, oh, hail the Aussie. He could not do anything wrong. And then all of a sudden, the narrative turns and he is the most hated man in London. At the time, I didn't care too much because I'm an Arsenal supporter, so I say, through the Spurs. But the part of me goes, I still want to root for the Aussie. And they come out, they beat Manchester United, 1-0?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
1-0.
1-0. And
1-0.
They basically get their goal and they protect the lead the whole game.
They did defend well. Long story short, I'm not a big fan of Ange. I don't like Ange. I don't care that Ange is Australian. You know what? You know yourself. I've been behind a lot of men in my time. He's one man I cannot get behind. I just can't. And it just, you know what? It blows my mind. It was only 2 months ago Tottenham fans are out there basically begging for Ange to get sacked before this final. It was 20 minutes after full time, and I'm reading comments from Tottenham fans that are like, open the checkbook, give him another contract. It's like, holy shit. Like, if you had not made this final, it was an absolute dead season. I can't talk. They've won a trophy. Like, good on them. It must be an amazing feeling. I wouldn't fucking know. But I just...
You've won a 5th grade title, haven't you?
Yes, but I meant a team that you support.
Yeah.
Like, and
it's actually getting paid to play rather than you paying the corporation to play.
Exactly.
Big difference, I guess.
I don't know what it is, but I just don't like Ange. That's
a personal thing.
Well, no, because I don't know the guy. I haven't met
Are you the one that used to go past his house and put dog shit in his mailbox? Is that you?
Shit. It wasn't dog shit.
It wasn't dog shit? You keyed his car, didn't you? What has Ange ever done to you, you piece of shit?
That, in my defence, I just wrote his name in the side so he'd know his car from others in a crowded shopping centre. That was it. That was it. No,
You hate Ange?
you know what? I don't know what it is. I don't like the guy. I can't get around it. I can't support it. Oh, some of his press conferences this year, he always played the victim. Just admit it, mate. Your team was shit. It was shit. Just own it. Like,
well, he did own it at the last press conference. This was going into the final. He said this.
Don't usually win things. I always win things in my second year.
I don't usually win things, but I win them in my second year. What year is this, Scotty?
It's
This is year 2.
It's too many.
He did it.
And then,
then
what else has he said? What did he come out and say after that?
nah, this is the best one. This is what he said on top of the dais when they're doing the big celebration circle jerk to all the Tottenham fans. This is what he said.
And I'll tell you something, I'll leave you with this. All the best television series, season 3 is better than season 2.
Except for the ones that get cancelled in season 2.
That is going to blow up in his face.
Yeah. How many seasons, how many TV shows have been fired in season 2? The reports are he probably will be still fired.
Oh, I'd be shocked if they kept him, to be honest with you. It's... You're right. I didn't even think about all these TV shows that don't make it past season 2. Yeah. So he might be right.
I'd love to hear what his list of what's your proof on that, Ange? Can you give me season 3 of The Simpsons? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think season 3 was the best season. Season 3 of Game of Thrones, maybe. I mean, season 1 and 2 were pretty good though. I mean, I don't know if season 3 was the best.
Here we go.
Golden Girls. Now, Golden Girls, season 3 was pretty good. I think they were like 98 at that point.
I've just done a quick Google as to which TV shows have a better third season than 1 and 2. There's not many options. Daredevil, Fear the Walking Dead. I didn't even get into season 1 of that.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen BoJack Horseman?
You've lost me at is that some sort of rodeo clown?
And The Sopranos. Now, all right, Sopranos is a good show. That's really the only saving grace here.
Ange could be just a big Sopranos fan. And you know what? I'd take it, the big bastard. He's a beautiful man. He got the silverware. Get off your hating high horse, mate, because the Spurs, as much as I should hate him because I'm an Arsenal fan, but I can't. He's an Aussie, and I say Aussie, Ange. That's all I say. Simple as that.
I can't do it. I'm sorry, but this one, nah, I can't back you here. 100%, I can't do it. I can't do it. I just can't.
That's fair.
I'm waiting for him to get the sack. I'm just Googling it now to see if he's going to get the sack.
It could be very, very imminent, unfortunately. Now, the NBA playoffs is our third story tonight. We're going to touch on it slightly and very quickly because there's still a long way to go, and I'm using that as an excuse because the Knicks are absolutely been poo. There's no other better way to describe it. The Knicks had home court advantage in the East. They lose the unlosable game. Do you hear some of the stats? They had like almost a 20-point lead in the last 2 minutes. It's like 1,700 and 0 in terms of sides who have been up by that much with 2 minutes to go in the playoffs and who have won and who have lost. Like 1,700 and 0. Another one was down by 10 in the last minute or 11 in the last minute. The sides winning were 1,600 something and 0. Now, both those stats have a 1 in them because the Pacers win the first game because Nembhard got flames out of his butthole and hit 6 threes in a row, which again is another record. Like the records were just tumbling for them to win this. I think even the Knicks were like, shoot as much as you want. There's no way you can win this. And they pull out a massive win. Then you could always tell it was going to happen. They come out game 2 in Madison Square Garden and pull the heart out of the Knicks again. So going back to Indiana in the morning, the Knicks have to win at least 1, but if not 2 of these away games, which they did in Detroit in round 1 of the playoffs. So that's one thing to keep in mind. They also beat the Celtics in both home games for the Celtics. So technically in their first 4 games of both their seasons in this post-series, they have actually beaten the away team, beaten as the away team. They've won the away matches on all 4 occasions out of 4. So they do have the track record. but I just don't know if that's going to happen. I just feel like the Pacers have just got their numbers, Scotty.
Don't write them off. Don't write them off. The positive that I took from that is, and I might be biased, but you did say they won both games in Boston. That's huge. Like that there, you take so many positives out of that. I'm not writing the Knicks off at all. I'll be honest, I honestly put it down to the Pacers have just stepped up. They're playing in New York. It's got to be a hell of a lot better than playing in Indiana.
Yeah, that's true.
They've just decided that they're going to step up. They're enjoying the surrounds. Madison Square Garden, come on. It's a beautiful location.
Yeah.
They've just stepped up. Take nothing from it. It's not over. It's 100% not over. And you saw that today. Was it the Timberwolves?
Yeah, the Timberwolves. In the East, the West, the Timberwolves won 143-101 against Oklahoma City. OKC have been just killing them games 1 and 2. They just did it in second gear. The Wolves had no answers, and they come around, and by halftime, you're like, this game's over. Third quarter, the game was completely over, and by the end of the game, it's almost a double. It's just huge to win a game by 42 points.
Massive.
Like,
Massive.
What do you do in that scenario? What a turnaround.
I'll be honest. This is a situation where either of these games can go either way, and it's the best. It's exciting, and I guess that's one of the positives to having a 7-game series. You can have 2 off days, and you've still got a potential. All right, granted, you've got to win your next 2, or at least one of the next 2 to keep yourself in it. But you've effectively got 4 to 7 bites at the cherry. There's still a chance there. I'm not giving up hope for the Knicks.
No, my favourite part of that is I could tell in your head you were doing maths. You were doing the maths. You were like 2 + 2 is carry the 1.
Carry the 7.
Oh, that's brilliant. I can't believe you just... Which part got you? Is it the 7? Is it because it's an odd number, or is it because you've already got 2 and you're adding up more?
You know what it was? I'm sitting here talking about a 7-game series, but it took a little bit. And I've known this. I'm a baseball fan. I know that 4, first to 4 will wrap up the series. As soon as I dropped in there, it's a 7-game series. I just live off the fact that you've got 7 shots. You don't. Because if you come out 4-0 straight off the bat, you're done. You don't have 7 chances.
Don't even know what you've said in the last 10 seconds, but I love it.
That.
And I think you are on fire. I think you're on fire. And if anyone is listening and wants Scotty to do their tax, I guarantee fantastic reviews, but you might get audited. That would be my only thing. Well, if the Knicks come out and pump the Pacers by 42 points, then I'll maybe let it slide. But at this point, I'm a little bit nervous heading into tomorrow. But that OKC Wolves, if that can go back to OKC for Game 5 at 2 apiece, which is, really good chance now, one more game at home for the Wolves now, that would be an amazing one. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll be chatting again next Sunday about the NBA because we'll be basically getting ready for the finals, which will be a huge one between one of those 4 or 2 of those 4 sides. So let's stick on that one. Before we go, though, Scotty, a couple of general business. Now, I know we have our usual thing at the moment where at the end of the podcast, we like to open a deck of NRL playing cards, which you have been saving there by your computer, and we'll get them out in a second. There's a couple of shout-outs. I wanted to raise this with you, Scotty, and if this is okay, I'd love to make this a regular segment on the show. If anyone comments on any of our social platforms, now we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube, and we're on Instagram. So if you look up at Talkin Sport Report, you can find our social platforms there and follow us. And we post videos across the week. If you ever make a comment or make some sort of comment on one of the posts we put up, we will read it out as a shout out on this podcast. So first up, I've got to give Marty Tron 3268 a shout out. We chucked up our feedback from last week when we got told that our content sucks, and we said we kind of agree. We never said it was good. Spot on, mate. Well done. They deleted the comment. This guy writes, keep uploading. You guys are funny. Hey, first bit of positive fan feedback.
I like that, actually. Keep them
Question
around.
I have, though, is why is Marty Tron not going by her original name, Tess Hughes, your mother?
I am in no way, shape, or form getting my mother involved in this.
Well, yes, that's true.
I've got one here on our Insta for Tom Mojo 085. Now, you and I went to school with Tom Mojo.
Yes.
And his
Currently
comments...
training for a half marathon, I believe. If it's a
I
full
watched
marathon,
it.
I'm sorry, but he's always been a man of halves, so that makes sense. He's doing a halfie.
I watched his video today on Insta. He went for a 2-hour run. I cramped up just watching it. So hats
Your
off.
monster
but
calves never can get through that, can they?
His comment, go the Maroons. By the way, Manly suck.
Feels like a nice
Thanks,
comment
mate.
all round for my liking. I think that's a
Yeah.
fantastic one, Tom.
Well, he's not wrong. Manly do suck.
Yeah. I don't like the Maroons part, but yeah.
No,
whatever.
never do I.
Whatever.
But hey, it all counts. So, Tom, thank you. Much appreciated.
Love that. Ange Bays, who's a legend on TikTok. He's got like 52,000 followers. He jumped onto the feedback comment that we said that we basically suck and we understand it. And he wrote 3 laughy faces with 3 prayer hands. So what a great dude. Like, taking the time out. He's followed us on TikTok as well. We've done the old follow back. But what a legend. He's up there in Brisbane. Tell you what, he's a man mountain himself. Big dude, fit dude, like, kind of guy you want on side. So if anyone's, throwing some stray comments to us in the Brisbane area in Australia,
He's got
send
our
old
back.
Ange Bay. Send him over there to sort him out. Ange Bays.
I like
So
that,
thank you,
actually.
brother. Thank you for the support. I love you. And I never
Much
met
appreciated.
you. So anyone wants to drop a message, if you drop any message on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, the whole lot, we chuck our episodes and little bits and pieces and shorts up there throughout the week. We will read your comment out on our next podcast, and we'll continue to do that now as a regular segment.
Don't forget our email. You can email us
yes,
as
at
well.
any point. Yes, talkinsportreport@gmail.com. If you're wanting to type us up a long-winded feedback report.
Or just a short one. Either or
Yes.
other.
Yes.
All right. So these cards today, Eggo, how many is the over-under for Origin players?
Yeah, let's do this. So last week, how many Origin players did we get? Out of the 7
we had
cards,
a
right?
Few.
I think we had 3.
Yeah. Let's check. Not D'Lo Brown. Not Baron Corbin. Here we
Of
go.
wrestling fame.
Ponga, 1. Latrell, 2.
Yep. They were good cards. Did you get Ponga and Latrell?
Cleary, 3.
Cleary.
You're right.
Oh, Ponga, Latrell, and Cleary. Well, let me just
Spot
say
on.
this. I don't think we'll beat that. I reckon we'll get 2. And I don't think they're going to be at the same skill level as those 3, because those 3 are probably 3 of the best players in the whole damn game.
All right, I'm just bringing up sides for the all right.
If we
you ready?
get Toya, Cherry Evans, and go in reverse.
All right, here we go. Let's start
First
with
card.
No. You know what? Wouldn't have been surprised if this guy got picked. Hooker used to play for Manly, now plays for the West Tigers. Appy Coruscant.
Oh,
Big fan
great
of
man.
Appy.
Great man.
Oh.
Terrible hairstyles, but fantastic man.
Did play Origin, didn't he?
Yeah,
Year or
he
two
was
ago?
part of our.
Yeah.
He was part of our killer, and obviously got a premiership with the Panthers too.
Former Origin player.
Not
Tedesco.
technical. Oh, we're gonna. This is wow. So this might be the
Yeah.
deck of past. We had the present, and now we've got the deck of past. That's 2 out of 2
Nah.
for past Origin players. I guess the pool's
Never
bigger
was. Luke Brooks.
though.
Luke
Brooksy, and that's
Brooks.
him in a Manly jersey.
Yep.
Mm.
It's not a 7, I can tell you that. Parramatta, Rising Star.
Yeah,
Charlie Gone? Is it Gone?
yeah. It
Oh,
sounds
no,
like
he's
he
a
must be
second rower.
rising.
Mora Dragons. Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I think, no, he's injured. He is. Yes. Brisbane.
Just purely from your pronunciation of his last name, he did it. He did a hammy.
Selwyn Cobbo.
Selwyn
Injured.
Cobbo, our first Origin
Would've-
player.
But he's injured.
He's injured, so technically,
He's
this,
out.
look, let's give that us. That will give that to us because he would have been picked, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're
I
right.
reckon he's fine.
Oh, I like this one. Halfback, Canberra Raiders, just signed with Manly, Jamal Fogarty.
Can I
Happy
say
with that.
as a Newcastle Knights fan and supporter, I know we've got Dylan Brown coming to us next year from the Parramatta Eels. In the back of my mind, all I wanted the Knights to do was go out and get Fogarty. We've got a great 5'8". Sharp is amazing.
Yeah, I agree
He plays
with you.
5'8". We don't need a 5'8", especially one that seems to struggle to show up when the games need to be take control of this goddamn game. And I hope that Brown is amazing. But my biggest thing was go and get Fogarty. And Manly did that.
Yeah,
very smart.
Yeah, I'm not mad about it.
No, he's going to be a
3
legend
cards,
for you guys.
I hope so. 3 cards to go.
It sounds so heartbroken.
Former Manly player can score a try. Sean Lane.
Yeah.
Second row, man. This is a bit of a second row pack. This is.
It's a good deck. Can I say not really many bad ones? I mean, the Rising Star I'd never heard of, but apart from that, we're going good.
I got another second rower here. Bulldogs played for the Belrose Eagles. Jacob Preston.
Now I'm going to say that is Origin. He would have been picked. If he's not suspended, he's picked.
Yeah. See, yeah. Maybe, actually. Who would have I taken? I would have taken Curran. I'm a big fan of Curran. He's good. Oh, here you go. Last one. Oh, a winger. 100% not getting picked for Origin. Not when you got Val Holmes and Xavier Coates there. Jack Bostock from the Dolphins.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm going to have to do then on Friday or Saturday? I'm going to have to go get myself another few packets of these cards.
Yep. We've always discussed this.
Gonna...
This show makes negative dollars to continue to support. So I'll go buy another packet. I think it's my turn to fork up, and it's my shout at the bar.
I tell you what though. You buy it, I'll buy a few as well, and I'll just keep them here at the side. So that way we've got them in stock and we're ready to roll. Because the last thing you want is, like, I think my go-to is going to be Best and Less at Green Hills, but I'll give it. There'll be nothing there. I've just dropped the cards. They've gone everywhere.
Can I just say, if anyone's made this 43 minutes into this podcast and you're talking about going to Best and Less and about how you're going to fold your underwear tomorrow, I apologize. The fact that you've made 43 minutes and you deserve a shout out, drop us a comment on one of our social posts and we'll give you a...
Please do.
Fact, if you comment on one of our posts, I don't know how, but I made it to 44 minutes in the end of your shit podcast. I'll give you a shout out ×2 because that needs a front and back shout out. That's how good that is.
That could be the start of the show. If someone's got to 44 minutes from start to finish, they will get mentioned in the opener, and we'll sign off with their username.
Just after every sporting story, we'll just shout out their name and just say, "All hail, all hail." Well, I guess that's it.
Just as long as it's not Ange.
That's true. Yeah. I don't know if you get any shout outs from big old Ange. I don't know what he's done to hurt you.
Just remember, Ange, sometimes they kill characters off in these TV series, mate.
That's true. Is he Ned Stark? Off with his head. Off with his head.
It was Ned Flanders. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, he was wearing nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Well, we did it.
Right, Sunday night, we got there.
End of episode 3 of Talking Sport Report. As always, email us any point at talkingsportreport@gmail.com. You can message us and check out our socials at Talkin Sport Report on Instagram, TikTok, and on YouTube as well. This episode will be going up tonight, so you'll be able to hear it whenever you'd like. It's also a video podcast on Spotify if that takes your fantasy. Be weird if that was your fantasy though, to be fair.
Don't rule it out.
Yeah. Scotty listens back to this and watches it while naked. That's basically a little behind the scenes for anyone who's listening.
Got to do something in the shower.
We're considering doing a State of Origin special. Post State of Origin on Wednesday night. So you may get a little special midweek 15-minute episode of us doing Talking Sport Report State of Origin edition after Wednesday night's game, barring Scotty not returning from the bar. That would be the only thing holding you back, right?
I tell you what, I'll watch the game from home this week then, just so I can commit and not let the team down.
Thank you. Would appreciate that.
But before we do sign off and thank everyone, who's your first try scorer on Wednesday night? Who you got?
First try scorer. We normally take 2 or 3, don't we?
Well, yeah.
If you're going to do a traditional multi, you normally go, I'll take old mate, I'll take old mate, and I'll take old mate, right? So if I was going to do that, I would have to go, I'm going to go a cheeky one, like let's go a big Payne Haas down the middle, just storming over the top, because I think he'd be paying a bit. I'm going to stick to, I'm only going to make a New South Wales because I just can't pick Queensland to score first when I'm a New South Wales supporter.
I get it.
I'd also put Big Latrell in there. I mean, how could you not want Big Latrell? And the other one I was going to say is Zach Lomax catching a specky over the top and putting it down to the corner. So that'd be my 3. I think he'd be pretty short, but that would be where I'd be landing. What's your 2 or 3?
I like that. Latrell, he's going to be my first try scorer, but I'm going to go Latrell anytime. You know what? I'm going to go Mitchell Moses.
Yeah. Show and
go. And Brian Child. Done and dusted. Latrell, Toto, and yes, we are going Mitchell Moses. Done and dusted. That. Let's check in on Wednesday night, see how we went, see how the Blues went, see if it's going to be a 15-minute chat or if it's going to be a 2-minute don't want to talk. It was a terrible game.
Either way,
see you Sunday.
Thank you for all your support. And if you listen this far, we love you. And we'll see you next week. Sunday nights, the Talkin Sport Report. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.